Learning from Lily. Lessons from growing up mobility visually impaired. This film is about Lily, a girl born with optic nerve hypoplasia. It is also about her difficulty growing up with unsafe mobility despite early instruction using the long white cane. Lily was born December 2012, the first child of Nicole and Ryan Sheridan. A few months after birth, it became apparent that she was visually impaired. She has a small area of vision which she can use to see color and a few details. Children with such a small window of vision are unsafe moving about without assistance from a person or a mobility tool.
Well, I decided that maybe I should keep her.
When Jasmine was born with optic nerve hypoplasia, there were no mobility tools able to provide her with safe mobility. By contrast, Alila was born in 2017, also with optic nerve hypoplasia. Her parents obtained a pediatric bell cane when she was 15 months old. In the before videos, Alila requires a lot of prompting to walk. Wearing the bell cane, she walks freely, and the bell cane prevents her body from colliding with the planter.
I'm hot. Oh! What is that? Don't hurt it.
I love it, and I wish we had it when Lily was learning how to walk because she was all over the place, and at first she had no fear of the surface changes, and I wish she kind of had a little announcement before going over things or down things, and she fell a lot, and I feel like it could have been avoided had she had something in front of her that was a fixed safety, I guess, device. I guess it is a safety device.
Lily, spends most of her day without safe mobility. At 17 months old, it appears from this clip that she is on target for gross motor. She is jumping and walking independently in the grass. Yet her movement is absent direction, meaning she's not going to someplace. She is turning and jumping in place, staying within a small area of the yard. When left on her own, Lily's movement pattern is twirling in place, jumping in place. At 17 months, 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years of age. When left to play on her own, Lily either jumps and twirls or she is motionless, sitting or standing. She keeps her hands busy with objects, but she has learned to keep herself safe by remaining in one location. Lily's hesitance to move about has increased over time. At 22 months, we see her running, happily playing with her mother.
She's gonna get me. Oh my goodness. Help. She's getting fast. She's getting faster.
2 years later, Lily's pace has slowed.
Go find it.
Even in response to her mom's encouragement.
Lily, go find the tree.
For comparison, Lily's 2.5-year-old brother is fully sighted.
All right, Lily, listen for it. Listen for it. Listen. Lily, listen.
When Logan trips over a tree, he is learning how to visually avoid trees when running. Lily can't see what she is tripping over, so her experience with tripping teaches her only that it is unsafe to move freely. Undeterred by his fall, Logan ran ahead and is now waiting patiently with his father.
Hang on, find you.
Lily, come on, baby. Yeah.
Listen. Okay, listen. Go get it, Lo.
Notice, unlike Logan
it.
and her
Look at the
dad,
tree.
Lily's whole body is in contact
find it.
with the tree.
Lily, where's the tree?
Next,
the music coming
although there
from?
is a clear path directly to the chosen tree, Lily chooses the direction towards her father's voice, and he stands behind a small sapling. Because Lily is mobility visually impaired, she cannot visually locate the clear path. Without a mobility tool, she is unable to avoid walking into the sapling.
Where is it coming from? Is that the tree?
Lily can be encouraged to move towards objects,
found
but as we see in
it.
this
You guys
Christmas tree
find it?
video, it takes a lot of prompting, time, and patience
We found
to
him.
encourage her to walk without safe mobility.
So
so soft. Yay, good
Anyone
job, guys.
who's watching Lily walking through the field, jumping with exuberance, climbing into her crib, and interacting with her family, will understand these are examples of her triumph over her disability. Nicole and Ryan have done everything right. They are following all professional guidance. Every year, they attend a special summer camp for families with children who are blind, and they continue to seek out resources for Lily at every turn. They are enormously proud of Lily and all she can do. They are right to be proud.
What does a ghost do? Can you be a ghost? Can you fly around like a ghost?
What lessons can we learn from Lily's experience growing up mobility visually impaired? Lily, Lesson 1. Early motor patterns have long-term impacts. The first lesson we learned from Lily is growing up without safe mobility tools uniquely shapes the way a toddler with mobility visual impairment learns about her world. By 17 months, Lily's concept of safe movement patterns had emerged and persisted throughout her first 5 years. At 2 years old, she could be encouraged to run as part of play.
Oh my goodness.
As she got older and wiser, however, her gait became hesitant, careful, and her pace incredibly slow.
Go get it, Lil. Go get it. Go get the tree.
Even with a great deal of prompting and urging by her mom. Rod cane instruction, aka the long white cane. A rod-shaped cane, aka long white cane, is a simple device. In this clip is a blind adult walking with his rod cane. The average adult learns to use rod canes for safe mobility in less than 30 minutes. One step, one swipe. The key to cane safe mobility is the arc that is created by the movement of the cane user. He effectively sweeps the path ahead of him, clearing it away of any objects, or like a seatbelt, preventing him from colliding with stationary objects. When the cane tip is stationary, off to the side, off the ground, or behind the user, it is not able to do its job. It can't be in the right place at the right time to prevent bodily harm from coming to the user. In 2014, when Lily was 17 months old, the only available mobility tools for someone her age were the handheld devices. The choice to introduce the rod cane was made by her early education teachers, and valiant efforts have been employed to help her gain cane-safe mobility. These video clips demonstrate she was too little to operate a rod cane for safe mobility. What's more, toddler safety devices like drawer locks are designed to protect toddlers, and a rod cane insists that the user protect themselves by using it correctly. During those years of instruction, the goal for Lily is that one day she will become a cane user. Until that time, outside of these cane lessons, with some modest exceptions that we'll discuss later, she continued to walk as she always did, without a mobility tool. Lily does not appear self-confident walking with her rod cane. She has a slow, halting pace.
Kate in front, you're going to step down onto the grass.
Her mom and her cane tip warn her about the drop, and she only identifies it when her feet fall off the edge.
Fix your cane, please. Fix it. Fix it.
Lily, come on to Mr. John. Come on.
Hi, baby.
I know. Lily, come to Mr. John. I've got her on video.
Initially, an
Straight
adult
ahead.
swept the cane back and forth as she walked.
All right. Yes, I
By
do.
18
Come on,
months,
Lily.
she was praised for holding the cane while walking.
Straight ahead,
From
Lily.
then on, the target has been
on,
for
Will.
her to
Straight
hold the
ahead.
cane in
Good
front
job.
of her body, and
Very
finally
good.
to hold the cane diagonally in front of her body.
Keep that cane in front, Lily. Look at Mr. John. Straight ahead, Lil.
At age 4, she requires a great deal of prompting to maintain walking and holding her cane.
Round the bend.
The goal of one day sweeping the cane one step, one swipe, as required for cane-safe mobility,
Very
is
nice.
still
Keep on going.
not
Straight ahead.
within her reach.
Okay, cane in front.
Lily Lesson 2. Toddler and preschool rod cane instruction does not affect independent rod cane use in the school age years.
Tapping on the grass.
Although Lily's
Come follow
rod
Mommy.
cane instruction began
Mommy's this
incredibly
way.
early, and her parents practiced
This way.
using her rod cane outside
Keep
of these
coming.
cane lessons,
Cane in front. Tap, tap
it was
on the
not a
grass.
practical solution to her toddler or preschool needs because she required continuous adult assistance for its use. Also, the rod cane did not improve her motor patterns for safe mobility, which had already been formed as a toddler and persisted. After years of instruction in using her rod cane, she did not master even the simplest cane technique, walking with the cane diagonally in front of her. She required continuous prompting from her instructor. After 5 years of instruction, Lily does not use her rod cane for safe mobility. She has no independent tool that she can rely upon for essential safety information about what lies in her path ahead of her next step.
What did I say? You gotta come close.
In this final video clip, she's on stage. At the end of the performance, she's helped off stage by a classmate, but must traverse this step down without knowing exactly where the step begins, how deep the step is, or what lies beyond. Lily handles it without incident, unaware of the arms outstretched to catch her if she falls. The other children of the same age have great confidence and leap off the stage. Her friend is using her vision, looking down to navigate the step. Lily steps off into the abyss without knowing exactly where the step begins, how deep the step is, or what lies beyond it. This is all the essential information that a rod cane can provide a blind user that she is missing because she lacks an effective mobility tool in her hand. Rectangular cane instruction, aka assistive mobility device, or AMD. A rectangular cane provides Lily with complete cane arc safe mobility when she pushes it ahead of her. She does not have to sweep the cane back and forth. This makes rectangular canes much easier to learn how to use. Lily's first experience with the rectangular cane was in a retail store. She responded to tactile information about the path ahead almost immediately. In addition, her mother and instructor provided only very minimal prompts to help her maintain her rectangular cane in position as she walked independently.
Good for you. You found it with your cane and now you got to touch it. All right, let's follow Mom.
Follow me this way. Let's see if we find it all the way down this way.
2 hands. That's right. Push that thing. You push it. That tells you where everything is. Big girl. You gotta use 2 hands. That's right.
The benefit of having a fixed cane arc is that Lily more readily learns to use tactile information when she's on a walking path. For example, the first time her cane tips located the grass, she walked off the path and stopped. She was encouraged to stay on the sidewalk and put both cane tips back on the walking surface, which she did, and then she continued walking. With only a few prompts, lots of praise, Lily learned a valuable lesson. The next time her cane tips found the grass shoreline, she righted her direction independently. No prompts required, only praise was provided.
Did you find the grass? Find the grass.
Daddy stars. Boom, daddy stars. The scream, boom, daddy stars.
I brought it up.
Boom, scream, stars. Boom, stars, boom, daddy stars.
How do you like that? That was good job, Lily. That was very good.
Also, watching Lily walk down the path, we hear no instructor prompts about the cane. just the sounds of her mother, and her brother walking and enjoying the day. We see Lil practice running, no urging, no pace prompts, all on her own. It's because she feels safer and more confident, and she's responding positively. Her pace, her game, her idea, she's developing concepts about walking down a walking path. These are within her reach at her age of 3 years.
All right, which one do you like better, Lily? The cane or the AMD?
Cane.
Okay, let's use it.
My cane.
Lily says she prefers the rod cane and then immediately steps onto the grass. Her cane tip is on the walking path. 1 foot on the path, 1 foot is on the grass.
You fell off the sidewalk. Here, use your AMD so you can find the grass and not fall off. Here you go. That makes it so you don't fall off. Push in front.
The instructor returns the rectangle to her. She appears to clap and welcome it. It takes her a few steps to get back to the confident walking pace she had prior to the switch.
There we go. Oh my gosh. It's a beautiful cat.
Keep on coming. This would be nice for the when we go down to Jersey, the boardwalk.
Now, remember you said I have my young son, and if only I didn't have to hold Lily's hand when we went out.
Yes.
And now with
Especially
the
when he's in a
AMD,
stroller.
she can just mosey along and follow. You don't have to worry about saying, keep that cane going.
or her staying at my pace too, because I'm a little bit faster than she is, and I do feel bad like I'm yanking her sometimes. Doing a good job, baby. This would be good for the boardwalk when we go down to KMA. I was thinking that's like similar, but it's got the wood on it, so it does have some variations in the ground.
Lily Lesson 3. Toddler and preschool children with mobility visual impairment need easy-to-use, safe mobility tools to continue to achieve independent gross motor milestones.
Come on.
As toddlers, Alila and Lily were not so different. Lily at 17 months was walking more capably in the grass than Alila at 15 months. But when we see Alila walking with her belt cane, one has to wonder, how might Lily's life been different if at 17 months she too had had easy access to safe mobility, wearing a pediatric belt
Come on, let's
cane?
go find Daddy. No. No. You're not going to find the bathroom. No. Come on. No. But now you're all just Miss Independent? Oh, Lila. Stop. Turn around. Turn around.
Easy access to safe mobility is essential to self-confident independence. The rod and rectangular cane lessons have considerably different outcomes. The focus of the rod cane lesson is cane position while walking. The instructor provides prompts for cane position and walking direction and pace. The rectangular cane requires very little prompting for its use. Therefore, the rectangular cane lesson outcomes are concept development, walking to places to learn about new things, listening to the sounds in the environment, interpreting the information being transmitted through the cane tips, allowing Lily to explore self-confidently to locations she is interested in learning more about.
Keep that cane in front, Lily.
I hear something coming up. It's got water in it. Do you hear the water, Lil?
Good job. Come around the bend there. Good. Come around the post and around the bend. Good job. Keep that cane in front. Nice,
Oh, what's
Lily.
that?
Very
You gonna go in
nice.
there?
Keep on going straight ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna follow
Okay,
you.
cane in front.
The easy rectangular cane removes the pressure of perfect cane technique and replaces it with the ability to explore and learn safely and independently. The rectangular cane would not have helped Lily at 17 months of age. The new belt cane is already helping hundreds of children with mobility, visual impairment, and blindness around the world. It's helping them to develop independent mobility and allowing them to grow up knowing only safe mobility. Children 5 years old and younger wear their canes. They wear their canes and go, play, seek, and learn.
Good job.
The easy access to safe mobility allows them to gain the confidence they need to learn language, self-confidence, and more.
Look straight. Turn. Keep turning.
Prior to the development of the pediatric belt cane in 2017, children born blind and mobility visually impaired had no other option except to learn to walk and run, absent safe mobility. The benefit of having a fixed cane arc connected to a belt is that toddlers do not have to be responsible for maintaining the position of the arc. They can and do learn to hold on to the cane frame.
Can you come find me?
They readily learn to use the tactile information to find clear paths and to learn about what is blocking their path. The pediatric belt cane is a safe mobility solution for toddlers and preschool learners who are mobility visually impaired and blind. The usage guideline for wearing safe mobility is when the lights are on, the cane is on. Meaning all day, every day, toddlers and preschoolers who are mobility visually impaired and blind need safe mobility. There is no benefit to walking around without path information. Babies born mobility visually impaired and blind experience much greater difficulties compared to sighted babies in learning about their world. Until very recently, safe mobility has always been an unattainable goal for these children.
See this over here?
With the development of a belt cane that toddlers and preschool learners can wear, we can now alleviate most of the unwanted and harmful direct bodily collisions that result simply because they can't visually avoid them. The pediatric belt cane is the solution for children born mobility visually impaired and blind to grow with self-confidence in their independent ability to locate clear and blocked paths.
That means we're close to the bathroom.
You can learn more about the pediatric belt cane at safetoddles.org. Safe Toddles is a not-for-profit, and all proceeds go to providing free canes to children who are mobility visually impaired and blind. Please consider giving the gift of safe mobility to one of the children on our waiting list. safetoddles.org/donate.